Information regurgitation, current events, and hypocrisy. Here we go! Once upon a time I used to be really good at regurgitation of information. I was also really good at analysis. I used to scout for my robotics team. I used to watch all the matches and everything, and I could tell you which robots were the best and who works best with who and what everyone's different strategies were and who the teams were and everything like that. And it all changed once I started taking this drug to help with my acne, and it completely screwed me over. And I still have the acne, and I'd like to blame the drug for this next part, but I don't have nearly as good a memory as I used to. I forget things all the time, and it's really bizarre. So that's cool, right? But we all learn in different ways, and the way I learn best, from what I've been told, is that I learn by doing things. I do it several times, and I get really good at it by doing it that way. Repetition. Very repetitive for me, very hands-on. I love hands-on learning, and I love being able to do things, and I get a hold of them a lot quicker than if I just sit down and I read a chapter, or if someone lectures at me, or whatever the different ways. I work best with hands-on experience. And we all learn in different ways, and I don't think that those ways have to stay static. I think they can constantly be changing. I agree with you, Katie. This is a place where I necessarily haven't learned to talk. I've always been kind of a talkative person. I've always been kind of flamboyant. That's what theater did for me. It helped me break out of my shell. But I have learned how to think. Instead of just accepting things for what people say they are, I've learned to question them. Here I think we've learned to ask the right questions and not ask ones that are kind of pointless. Everything's kind of personal. We all have our own boundaries. We all have our own limits. Which brings us up to current events. Currently, I've been feeling the stress of everything lately, and it's a lot to handle. Except for the past 2 years, in which I have been like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. And everyone says to you, yeah, that's fine, you don't have to know right now. But with this major I'm in, digital culture, and I'm trying to find out if it is what I want to do with my life, I ask professors the question, well, what can I use this for? And they're like, well, you see, and then they go off on these really long explanations. And as Albert Einstein said, if you can't explain something simply, you don't understand it enough. In short, no one knows what digital culture can be used for, and no one knows the jobs that you can get into from it. All we know is that it's exciting, it's new, and it's very personal and customizable. But I'm enjoying it so far, kind of. By the time I get out of university, I should have a strong sense in that field. I'll also be graduating with hopefully more competent theatrical knowledge. After being out for about a year, I've applied to a job and I've accepted one, and they're starting me off probationary to see if I'm worth my salt in the theater realm, and so I will be starting a job on top of university and on top of a sports team. Hold on just a second. I found this magnificent post on Tumblr today when I got home, and I sat there and I'm like, yep, that's true. I am chronically ill. I have mono and Epstein-Barr and cyclomegla. If I'm not careful, they can come back at any time, which is rather unfortunate for me because I do like to push my limits, as I said recently. As far as hypocrisy goes, you guys remember how a couple weeks ago I said this is all about the conversation, not really about the fancy video effects and everything? For one of my digital culture classes, I am researching those fancy video effects and how to use them and things. So, yeah. Okay, bye.